everywhere but few hours ago as the video is finally going viral right now. Moment Plo Lumumba, Plo Lumumba is not to always come out to say the truth based on Africa unity and all of that. He will always come out to call out every corrupt politician as far as Africa is concerned. Now, Plo Lumumba burst out few hours ago and is hammering the name of Biafra. He hammered the name of Biafra to the face of Bola Ahmed Tinubu one-on-one. Now, Lumumba is challenging Tinubu to release Ekpa and is finally giving an ultimatum. Plo Lumumba finally burst out on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said Tinubu is making the wrong move on arresting Ekpa in Finland and all of that. Kasala burst few hours ago. A lot of people that have been fighting for the freedom of Ekpa, they have been doing it in absence of Tinubu. But Plo Lumumba finally come in one-on-one live with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You will see for yourself. You will see everything the way it goes. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do out to share it as you're watching it. Share the reverse social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just endeavor to click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and as you click on it, click the notification bell icon and outside so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. Kasala boss few hours ago, the unexpected that Tinubu wasn't expecting have finally boss. Plo Lumumba have always come out to say the truth regarding Nigeria, regarding Africa, and regarding his own country Kenya. This man is well known in every African country because he's the chairman of the people that are actually talking about the unity of Africa and all of that. He will always come out to call a spade a spade. He's not scared of anyone. He doesn't look at anyone's face. He did not give any form of respect or anything to anyone in political powers and all of that. If a politician is marching line, if a politician is marching line in his own country, he will call the politician out. It doesn't matter maybe the politician is a politician in his own country, Kenya or not. He's even calling Nigerian politicians out based on their corruptions and all of that. Plo Lumumba is not a child play when it comes to Africa talk and all of that. Kasala boss few hours ago. BIAFRANS never expected what Plo Lumumba did few hours ago because a lot of BIAFRANS have been crying day in and day out since when they arrested Ekpa. They've been saying that Ekpa should be released and all of that. In fact, after the Finland convention that took place last year, some BIAFRANS stayed back and they protested in Finland. They said Finland should release Ekpa back to them, that whatever offenses that they said Ekpa actually committed, whatever allegation that was leveraged against him, they said he's not guilty of it. They said the same thing they arrested Ekpa for, that all BIAFRANS are actually doing it. Now, they said they should arrest all BIAFRANS together in Finland then. But I said that's not enough. A lot of BIAFRANS have been writing Finland in several locations that Finland should allow Ekpa to go. But Kasala boss few years ago, it's no more enough that BIAFRANS are saying Tinubu is the mastermind of the arrest of Ekpa in Finland and all of that. Now, Plo Lumumba have finally come for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A lot of people that have been talking to Tinubu based on the arrest of Ekpa, that Ekpa should be released and all of that, they've been saying it in the back of Tinubu. They never come to the face of Tinubu one-on-one to say it. But Lumumba have finally burst out even to the face of Bola Ahmed Tinubu one-on-one. Where is this temerity coming from? That's what is happening. Lumumba is not scared of anyone. Now he's giving Tinubu the ultimatum to release Ekpa. You will see show the way it goes in this very video. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just go out to share it. Share the various social media platforms. Let it go viral. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening as far as Ekpa case is concerned. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up. That will be recommended for us. Since when they arrested Ekpa, nobody hear anything about Ekpa, even to the extent that Finland did not allow Ekpa to use the media. A lot of people came out, they said no, Finland doesn't arrest Ekpa just like that. That Finland has seen the plans of Nigerian government based on Ekpa extradition and all of that. That's why they actually arrested him. That the arrest that Finland actually arrested Ekpa, that they arrested him to safeguard him from the plans of Tinubu government and all of that. But a lot of people are saying that how will Finland be so much supportive to Ekpa like that? That Finland literally arrested Ekpa based on the charges and the allegations that were leveraged against him, because according to reports, they actually charged him for terrorism and they tagged the Biafran group as a terrorist group. Now, as Finland is concerned now, Finland is seeing Biafrans as a terrorist group because that's the allegation that was leveraged against Simon Ekpa, that is the leader of the terrorist group and is inciting violence in the eastern part of Nigeria. That was the allegation that was leveraged against him. But I say that is not enough. A lot of people have wrote Finland, a lot of big names and a lot of big organizations and all, they've wrote letters to Finland that Finland should allow Simon Ekpa to go, that they should release him. Why Nigeria government is doing everything possible to extradite him? They write it Finland day in and day out that Finland should please arrest Simon Ekpa and extradite him. Now, Finland have finally arrested him. Now, they're waiting for the extradition. But the fact remains, Finland did not have an extradition treaty with Nigeria, unlike Kenya. When Kenya arrested Nnamdi Kanu was able to be extradited back to Nigeria because Kenya have an extradition treaty with Nigeria. So they can easily extradite Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. But the Finland in question, Finland couldn't extradite Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria because the extradition treaty is not there between Finland and Nigeria. But Nigeria government is doing everything possible to just bypass it so that Simon Ekpa will be extradited. But Plo Lumumba have finally burst out. The unexpected have finally happened. Plo Lumumba is known to be the voice of Africa, and whatever he says in Africa is what is happening, and whatever he says in Africa is what is standing. Now, Plo Lumumba have finally come to the face of Tinubu based on the arrest of Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa should be released. That if Simon Ekpa is not being released, is a very foul play for Bola Ahmed. You will see shit for yourself. You will see things the way it go. You will hear what Plo Lumumba said. You know, a lot of people have been talking about this same video because I've been going viral based on what Plo Lumumba actually said regarding the release of Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa must be released immediately. That if not, what will happen? You will see this for yourself. So if you can share the video, just do it to share it as you stay connected. And if you can share it, just like it. Give the thumb up so that it can go viral. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Sometimes, as a Christian, I think to myself, when God is upstairs and is looking down upon his earth and is looking at his children, he must hold his chin and say, these children that I put in Africa, what happened? What happened? In the words of Paul in his letter to the Galatians, you foolish African, who has bewitched you? Who has bewitched us? Who has bewitched us? It is a legitimate question which we do not want asked because our ego don't, but we must ask it, who has bewitched us? Who has bewitched us that we have no faith in ourselves? Who has bewitched us that when we have our wives who are expectant, we send them to the United States in order to deliver boys and girls who will become the citizens of the United States? Who has bewitched us? Who has bewitched us that we are humiliating ourselves at the embassy of the United States of America so that we can have a 5-year visa? Who has bewitched us that we are applying every year to win a lottery for the green card, and when we win it, we have parties? Who has bewitched us? These are painful questions, particularly for the younger generation. Who has bewitched us that our young men and women are risking limb and life, crossing the desert from Nigeria, Niger, and Chad, and Mauritania, and Mali, and dying in the Mediterranean Sea on the belief that when they land in Italy, their life will never be the same, and the best they do there is to flip hamburgers? Who has bewitched us? Who has bewitched us that it is the European leaders who are meeting in Germany to determine how can we do, on what can we do for these Africans? And yet we have leaders who, if you do not address them as His Excellency, you could be charged with treason in some countries. Who has bewitched us? Who has bewitched us? Because right now, in every African country, civilizations that know what they want are looking at African resources not be surprised next time there is a baptismal service when he asks the godparents of some of the children, and what name do you give this child? They'll say, Deng Xiaoping to him. In other words, culturally we are being reconquered again. We established the University of Namibia, we established the University of Nairobi, the University of Dar es Salaam, complete with civil engineering, but even your beautiful road here in Namibia, taking us to the airport, is being done by the Chinese. Our beautiful road in Nairobi, Kenya, which we call the Thika Superhighway, was done by the Chinese. The road in Uganda from Entebbe to Kampala is being done by the Chinese. The port of Tema in Ghana is being done by the Chinese. The airport in Ghana is being done by the Chinese. Oh, the Chinese. Oh, the Chinese. Where are our engineers? Where are our doctors? Right now, I would not be surprised if at the University of Namibia there is not an institute called the Confucius Institute. There are Confucius Institute at the University of Nairobi, at the University of Dar es Salaam. The Chinese know what they want, and throughout the ages, those who know what they want get what they want if they work at it. The question is, do we know what we want? How can we possibly know what we want if we don't even know in the first place? And once again, I'm saying that the leadership is at the very heart of it. You know, African countries have many ethnicities. Here in Namibia, you don't have the problem in that major sense. In my country, in Kenya, we have it, but we have succeeded in managing. In Tanzania, 120 ethnicities, but Mwalimu Julius Nyerere was very clear that if you want things to divide you, you'll always get them. Therefore, we must look for things that unite us. And I'm submitting to us that Africa will only realize the potential if we who are assembled here, particularly those of us who have gone to school. You know, it used to be said that we should think out of the box. I'm submitting to us that time has come that we must think without the box. We must throw away the box and begin thinking, because we do not know who brought this box. But we are being told to think outside of. It used to be said that we must heat the iron while it is hot. I'm saying no, we should heat the iron so that it becomes hot. In other words, I'm saying we must begin to do things differently. We must begin to do things that will liberate us in agriculture. What are we doing in agriculture in Africa? Who makes your seed Syngenta and Monsanto? Who supplies you with water? Coca-Cola. Who supplies you with chicken? They get chicken here in Namibia, and then they call them Kentucky Fried Chicken. Why they are not called Windhoek Fried Chicken, I've never understood. We must begin to feed our people, and Africa can feed herself. You talk about unemployment. Why can't we employ our young men and women in the agricultural sector? The South Africans are doing it in the wine areas. Why can't we do it? If the Israelis are engaged in dry land agriculture, I'm told that Sam Nujoma, when he was in the bush and even when he became the president, dreamed of a Namib and Kalahari desert that would be green. Are those dreams not valid? Is it not possible to convert the Kalahari desert into a green environment? Is it not possible to produce food that can feed Sadak? Why must we limit our thinking? Those of you who who are leaders here, those in parliament, sometimes I'm beginning to debate and to ask myself, this thing that we call parliaments, with due respect to those who are parliamentarians, can we not re-examine them so that we stop wearing wigs in them, so that they begin to respond to our realities? In other words, we can forget the form and look at the substance. Is it possible to do things in a different way so that we achieve things in a manner that we understand? Because Alexander Pope once said, a little modernity is a dangerous thing. Drink deep the western spring or taste not. Is it possible that these governance structures that we have do not respond to our needs? We are told that there is something called democracy. Who defines it? Who is this who has the monopoly of wisdom, whom God sent without our knowledge, to tell us that the democracy must have certain ingredients which are defined for us in Europe and America? Can we define them in Windhoek? Can we define them in Pretoria? Can we define them in Maputo so that we have something with an African flavor? Can we not? In other words, time has come that we must make our universities the seats of thought. The minerals that we have, can we not add value? The borders that we have, but I said in the morning and I'll repeat it again. Why? When I want to come to Namibia, must I ask, do I need a visa? Why? Why do I need a visa? Why do I need a visa to go to Liberia? Why do I need a visa to go to Ghana? Why can't I wake up in Nairobi in the morning and come to Windhoek here just to see Windhoek? Because an American in Boston, Massachusetts can wake up in the morning, fly 6 hours, and is only grappling with one currency, the dollar. Look at your Africa. Then you delude yourself that you can grow. How can you grow? When you have a population of 1.2 billion people and none of our currencies is called hard currency. Not one. Not one. I have Kenya shillings in my briefcase. Until I am back in Nairobi, it is useless. I'll carry a souvenir of $1 Namibian to beef up and enrich my money collection, but it will be useless. Can we not think of having a currency that has validity initially across the SADC, and one across East African Community, and one across Central Africa, and one across ECOWAS, and another one in the Maghreb, so that in 2050 or 2063 we have one currency called the Afro? Is it not possible? Is it beyond our imagination? Particularly the young people who are here, when we are talking about Agenda 2063, is it not possible? Is it not something that we can imagine? I'm submitting to us that it can be done. I'm submitting to us that we must begin to work at it. You know, sometimes when I think about Africa and I'm told that Namibia is 95% Christian, nominal Christians, people go to church on a Monday as a social duty, on a Sunday and Saturday, but perhaps no conviction. But I sometimes suspect that we get the Bible very wrong. When Christ is saying that today has enough problems, do not think about tomorrow, he's not telling you to stop thinking. He's simply saying, prepare for tomorrow so that for today, tomorrow. In other words, he's saying, if you prepare for today, tomorrow will take care of itself. But this idea that Kenyan religious philosopher called Mbiti says that Africans are notoriously religious. And you must all be prayerful. I'm all for prayers as a practicing Christian. But this assumption in every sector of our life, that when you are a student, you don't read at all. And then 1 week to the examination, your entire family is involved in prayer and fasting. You will never pass the examination. This idea that when we have economic problems, then we pray and fast, it will never happen. Even when you look at the Bible, the dream by Joseph is that you store during times of plenty. It is in the Bible before the birth of Christ. So even if you give the African problem a spiritual dimension, we still don't get it right. And I'll continue on that trajectory to take you to the book of Matthew about this man who goes away and gives one person 5 talents and another one 2 talents and another one 1 talent, and he goes back and comes back and he finds the one with 5 talents saying, oh, I've made 5 more, good worker, and another one 2 talents, good worker, and to the one that was given talent I say, I know you. You are in the business of gathering where you did not spread. And he tells him, why did you not take it to the bank? If you allow me, sometimes I suspect that the one with 1 talent was us, the Africans. Because uranium is under our earth. Natural gas is under our earth. Gold is under our earth. And the Bible is still right. And to those who do not have, even the little that they have will be taken and it will be given to those who have. Now you see, your uranium is being given to the Chinese. It's being given to the Malaysians. Your gas is being given to Shell BP. Your oil is being given to Total. Your timber is being given to the Malaysians. And here you are left wondering, waiting for God to come majestically and dramatically to part your Red Sea. You must part your own Red Sea because you have the intellectual wherewithal to do it.
I think that one of the most urgent things that must be done now is for countries to renegotiate. There is no one single formula. In Nigeria, we see, when you listen to Nnamdi, Nnamdi Kanu, you hear the IPOB, you hear the Oduduwa Republic.
And you said something that went viral, and everyone is saying I should ask. You said the day that Nigeria will wake up, Africa will be great.
You know, 1 in every 5 Africans is a Nigerian by nationality. And I described it as the African heat. And SARS has gone underground, is in comatose, and the government thinks that it has solved the problem. No. That was a statement by young Nigerians that we are dissatisfied, that there are certain things that we want done. I hope that the administration in Nigeria will, in a very programmatic manner, begin to address those issues. And when I say the day Nigeria wakes up, if you have 250 million people, some of the most educated men and women in the world are Nigerians. There are more Nigerian doctors in the United States of America and the United Kingdom than there are in Nigeria. They are Nigerian engineers, they are Nigerian teachers, they are Nigerian business people. I mean, Nigeria is the engine. The Nigerian population is larger than the population of all ECOWAS countries combined. That tells you that if you make Nigeria great, it will be a magnet. And that is why I think Nigeria, deliberate effort must be made to make Nigeria stable, and Nigeria must also be renegotiated so that these tensions, I want the central administration to listen to what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. I want them to listen to what the ODUDUWAS is saying. I want them to listen to what the MEND are saying. Because when you have a conflict in your house with your children, what do? Do you beat them? You do stop talking to them? You call them at a table and you ask them, it is in our best interest that we retain this thing, but what is it that you don't like? And if you do that in humility, then you will listen to the people and restructure your country in a manner that makes it sustainable. It is doable. I remember those of you who are spiritually inclined, on the day that God was creating man, there was a conversation. He asked, and let us create man in our own image. There was a conversation in the heavens. Why can't we have a conversation here on earth?
And you will remember that in 1963, when the then 32 heads of states and government met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, what they grappled with at that time was whether the inherited boundaries should be disturbed. But it was then agreed that they should be retained, and hence the doctrine of the inviolability of inherited boundaries adopted in 1963 in Addis Ababa and reiterated again in Cairo in 1964. But Simon, I must disagree with you politely on one point. I'm not one who is quick to write the obituary of Nigeria. I know that Nigeria, like many countries, started on a wrong footing. The manner in which the British put together the Lord Lugard approach to the South, and you will remember some of the early views of people like Obafemi Awolowo about the artificial nature of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe, some of the statements of the Sultan of Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello. You will remember the sentiments of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu during the meeting in Aburi in the 1960s, which then led to the Civil War in 1967 through the early 70s. It is therefore true that Nigeria has had many false starts. There are those who believe that had Aburi been complied with, then the current problems would not arise. Perhaps that is with the help of hindsight. And you remember those famous words of Jim Emeka Ojukwu, by Aburi we stand, and the retort by Yakubu, you go on, by Aburi you shall fall. So that some of the arguments that we put forth are these, that in fact, the whole idea that Nigeria is federal is a lie. Nigerian federalism has never been allowed to work, and there are those who hold the view that if we allowed federalism to work in all its splendor, with self-determination being allowed for the peoples and borrowing from the model of Switzerland, then possibly Nigeria would work. But you and me know that there is a cabal within the political class, within the militarized, the politicized military class, who love Nigeria to be dysfunctional as it is. My own view is that before we write the obituary of Nigeria, which I would hate to write, and as we look at a pan-African initiative which would de-emphasize the boundaries, Nigeria ought to be renegotiated and free all prisoners of conscience and renegotiate Nigeria, so that if you want to have the people in what is Biafra have greater autonomy, controlling 90% of their affairs, they are allowed to do so. Those in the ODUDUWAS Republic are allowed to do so. Those in the Niger Delta are allowed to do so. Those in the North are allowed to do so, so that the Abuja administration only focuses on foreign affairs, national coordination, and defense. If we did that before we go the whole hog, then we would save Nigeria and make Nigeria a better citizen for the new Africa that we want to create, where the inherited boundaries are only valuable for purposes of administration. The passports will disappear, the visas will disappear, and we will have something that was conceived and articulated by people like Kwame Nkrumah in the 1950s. This is the kind of staggered approach that I would take. But I agree with you that as it is now, there is a dangerous diversity, and there are people who are now paying homage to gods of ethnicity as a way of retaining themselves in power, and they don't care about Africa, they don't care about Nigeria, and these individuals must be stopped in their track. And I can't agree with you more. Africa cannot, in every African is a Nigeria, and West Africa would be swamped by Nigerians if Nigeria were to break down. That is something that I fear and shudder to imagine.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that Plo Lumumba said in this very video that I just finished watching. You know, Plo Lumumba finally come out to boss out. You can hear everything that he said. Now tell me, whatever Plo Lumumba said in this very video, what is a lie among everything that he said? Because a lot of people be bashing him. They said there's no room for sitting down. There's no room for Tinubu to call Nigerian ethnic groups together again and, you know, making some kind of meeting with them so that they can settle everything that is ongoing. But if you look at what Plo Lumumba is saying, Plo Lumumba is actually saying the truth, because a lot of people said Plo Lumumba is saying the truth. Why some people, some BIAFRANS are actually against what Plo Lumumba said. They said it have passed, that Tinubu cannot call them together again, that the Igbos do not want to have anything to do with Nigeria again, that they want to separate, they want to set up the state of Biafra. But what Plo Lumumba is saying, he said Tinubu should call the Yorubas together, he should call the Igbos together, he should call the Arosas together, he should call the Edo, he should call all the ethnic group in Nigeria. They should sit down on a round table meeting, they should make meetings, and they should come up with new rules and new agreements. That was what Plo Lumumba said. But a lot of BIAFRANS were actually against it. They said no, that it have passed, that they have been fighting for the Biafran thing, that the Igbos have been dehumanized enough in Nigeria, that the Igbos have been ridiculed enough in Nigeria, that the Igbo must leave, that they can't be with Nigeria again. Likewise, the Yorubas. Some Yorubas are saying that it have passed, that the Yoruba cannot stay with the Fulani again. And you know, that's what a lot of people are actually saying. But a lot of people are saying that Plo Lumumba is on point, that they still want one Nigeria, that if Tinubu, the government of Nigeria, can regulate themselves and bring together all the ethnic groups in Nigeria, all the Igbos, all the Yorubas, all the Hausas, and they should sit down and come up with new agreements. They should forget the old constitution and all of that. They should come up with new constitutions that will be beneficial to the poor masses and to everyone. It's not only that the rich elite will only be the beneficiary of the constitution and all of that. That's what they're saying. That's what Plo Lumumba said in this very video. But a lot of people are saying Plo Lumumba have matched line. Now tell me, how did Plo Lumumba match line in this very video that you just finished listening to? Look at what the man said now. He's telling Tinubu that if Tinubu keep arresting all these agitators in the likes of Kanu, in the likes of Simon Ekpa and all of that, it's not going to help. The more you arrest Kanu, Simon Ekpa show face, and now that they have arrested Simon Ekpa, another person is show facing a Biafra again. That's what is happening now. Are we going to keep arresting these people, arresting? Are we not going to have peace? Now, how many people will you arrest? Those are the things that Plo Lumumba is actually talking about in this very video that I just finished watching. How many agitators will you arrest? If they should arrest another agitator in Nibona again, another agitator will come up again. Likewise, the same thing is happening to the Yorubas and even to the Northerners. Now, the Plo Lumumba is saying that the main solution is for Tinubu to call all of them together and they should make new rules. They should settle things amicably. That's when Nigeria will stand. But a lot of people are saying no, they don't want Nigeria again, that they actually want the Igbos to go. They actually want the Yorubas to go. The Northerners too are fighting that they want to go. And I say that's not enough. Crisis is ongoing as far as the Biafran agitation is concerned, because Ngozi Oruwabeze is facing a lot of gbas among the Biafra cabinet. A lot of Biafrans are actually fighting Ngozi Oruwabeze based on the fact that they said that there's no account for how they spend the money that they actually contributed for the liberation of Biafra and all of that. But Ngozi Oruwabeze, according to report, is actually trying her best. That a lot of Biafrans are actually in support of her. They said the woman is actually trying her best. She's doing everything possible, like the kind of move that she's actually moving based on the Biafran liberation and all of that. They said the most are very dangerous move to Nigeria, that the woman is actually doing well. But a lot of people are saying that those people that were actually against Ngozi Oruwabeze, they're actually looking forward to get some political position or to get some positions in the Biafra movement and all of that. They actually want to eradicate her from the position that she's occupying as the chief of staff of Biafra and as the deputy prime minister. They said they want to eradicate her so that they can invade the position. That is why they're actually fighting her. That's what a lot of Biafrans are saying. This is not my personal opinion, but a lot of Biafrans are saying that the accusation that they actually leverage against Ngozi Oruwabeze, that she actually committed it. Those are what a lot of Biafrans are saying. But to the general public, if the woman is actually doing her best just to ensure that Biafran is being liberated. Now, since when they arrested Simon Ekpa, a lot of irregularities, a lot of disunity, a lot of casualties have been going on in the Biafran cabinet, like the Biafran government in exile. There have been no unity. Fight here in, fight here out, and all of that. A lot of battles have been ongoing. They are not even agreeing to themselves. Some people are saying that they are for Ngozo Rabuezi, while some people are saying that they are for another party. Those are what is happening, and a lot of people are saying that this thing should persist, that it should continue as far as the Biafran agitation thing is concerned, that the Biafran agitation thing will not stand. Those are what a lot of people are actually saying. Now tell me, drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. Do you think there is a way to go, or do you think it's what Plo Lumumba said that is the actual point? Do you think what Plo Lumumba said is what Nigeria should do at the moment? Drop a opinion in the comment section of this video. As I'm going there to get another do for you and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hearts from my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you with the for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.